Hi everyone, Carrie Lee here with Pura Vita Vitality and Nutrition, and today's short video is going to be all about antioxidants. So I think a lot of people have heard the term antioxidant before. They know that they should be getting them in their diet, but they're not really sure why or what they do, and that's what I'm going to address today. So first of all, if we lengthen the term antioxidant, it basically means antioxidation. So what is oxidation? Well, oxidation happens when you take a fat, specifically an oil, and it's gone rancid or gone bad. And what happens if you intake this oxidized oil or oxidized fat is it creates free radicals. And free radicals basically act like scavengers in the body, and they pull a molecule or pull an electron from whatever cell they can throughout the body in order to make themselves stable. Because free radicals are in an unstable state. And if anybody has a chemistry background, you'll know that all molecules want to be stable. They don't like being unstable for a long period of time. So what free radicals do is when it pulls an electron or pulls apart another molecule from a cell in the body, this obviously causes damage and causes cellular damage and tissue damage throughout the body. And some of the implications and some of the disease processes associated with free radical damage are things such as cancer, heart disease, stroke, dementia and Alzheimer's, arthritis and rheumatoid arthritis, probably some of the autoimmune diseases as well, and sometimes some of the bowel diseases. It's also been implicated in aging and premature aging and also premature death. And so obviously, we want to limit our free radical damage. And if we go back to the beginning, what antioxidant stands for is antioxidation. So basically, if you have a diet that's high in antioxidants, and we'll get to in just a brief moment here what foods you can find antioxidants in, but if you have a diet high in antioxidants, there's going to be less free radical damage occurring throughout the body. Because what antioxidants do when you intake them is they basically lend an electron or lend part of their molecular structure to a free radical in order so that the free radical is now in a stable state. So basically everyone's happy and there's not going to be any free radical damage occurring. So where can you find antioxidants? Well, first of all, there's something called the ORAC value chart, and I've just got a picture of it here, so I'll just put it up to the screen for a moment. And we'll briefly go over some of these fruits and veggies here that you can see on the left-hand side. So it's called the ORAC value chart. And what ORAC stands for is oxygen radical absorbance capacity. And basically, to make a long story short, what this means is that these foods are superfoods in the sense that they have the highest amount of antioxidants in them. So if I look on the chart here, I see a lot of the berries on there. Things like goji berries and acai berries, as well as wild blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, and strawberries, but definitely the highest being the goji and the acai. And these are a little bit more difficult to find. You can find them sometimes in some of the bigger chain stores like Loblaws, Fortinos, and Sobeys, and you can most certainly get them at a health food store. So places like Goodness Me and Whole Foods will definitely have them. And you usually buy them in a freeze-dried state as opposed to fresh, because they do tend to travel quite a distance, usually from the Himalayas, to get here. So you buy them in a freeze-dried state, and what you can do is you can mix them into a smoothie and blend them into a smoothie. You can put them on top of your cereal or granola or yogurt in the morning or whatever you choose to eat, or you can just throw them in a trail mix and have them like that as well. I find that they're a little bit tart to the taste. They just kind of have like a little bit of like a bitter taste to them. So what you can do, or how I prefer to have them, is when I mix them into a smoothie with other greens and other fruits and things like that. So it kind of hides the taste, and as well I'm getting the high amount of antioxidants that are found in both goji berries as well as acai berries. And then of course the other blueberries you can experiment, and strawberries and raspberries and these things. You can kind of put them, however you'd like to have them. Just make sure that you're buying organic when possible. And then also some of the other fruits and vegetables are basically the brightly colored ones tend to be the highest in antioxidants. So things like pomegranates and beets, rhubarb, and then also some of the cruciferous veggies. So things like Brussels sprouts and kale and broccoli and cabbage tend to be quite high, as well as leafy greens, which are basically a superfood and are high in absolutely every nutrient, but are also very high in antioxidants. So if you have a lot of these fresh fruits and veggies in your diet, especially the ones that are deeply hued or brightly hued, then you probably have a lot of antioxidants in your diet, which means that you've got less free radical damage occurring throughout the body. So I hope this video has been helpful. If you're interested in more, please check out my YouTube channel, which is Carrie Lee RHN, and you can check me out on Facebook as well at Pura Vida Vitality and Nutrition. Have an awesome day.